You guys can come in, don't worry. It's all good. Just a crazy guy talking to himself. Hey guys, welcome to T&D Video Games. My name is Dave. Welcome to the channel. If this is your first time here, we're going to be walking you through a typical day at our store. We own a retro video game store in Ottawa, Ontario. We're in my festive wear today. We're a couple of weeks away from Christmas, and we actually only have 2 more shopping days at our store. I'm anticipating a very busy day today. I had a lot of client requests, a lot of people looking for Christmas gifts, and we actually had a few people reach out with items to sell. So I'm hoping that a few of those people will stop by today. Guys, it's going to be a great day. Stick with us. Here we go. All right, guys, so it's time for client requests, and I just combed the shelves, and I was only able to find about half the things I was looking for. I actually made this list, paper list, I know, Joe, with items that I thought might be here. This isn't even half of what people were asking for this week. Like, people were asking for, like, you know, Rock Band sets and just various different items that I knew for sure we didn't have. All right, so first up, we had somebody looking for a PSP, and this is the only one I have in the store. I've actually sold 3 over the past few weeks, and this is the only one I have. It's in the box. It's in really nice shape. Obviously more expensive because of the collectability of this item, but still pretty happy to have one in stock. I have another client looking for Forza games for the 360 and Xbox One, so I'll be sending a picture of these to them. Had another client looking for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and we have 1 copy in stock. This price includes the tax, so it's still cheaper than buying a brand new copy. And personally, in my opinion, there's absolutely no reason to buy a brand new copy of a Switch game. When you open it up, there's really not much going on in here. Another one of our regulars looking for Zoids. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the manual. That's Joe's handwriting there. Those 2 squiggles there are not birds in the sky. Those are actually the letters N and M, which indicate no manual. So anytime you see that in our store, you'll know that Joe wrote it, and it means no manual. I don't know if he's going to want it. He usually likes to get his games complete. However, this is a pretty obscure item for the GameCube, so maybe he'll take a chance on it. Had another client ask for Tecmo Bowl. Awesome game. The only game that's better than this one is probably Super Tecmo Bowl, but we rarely get that one in stock. So I'm putting this aside for him. He's already said he's coming to get it. And another regular of ours, Ben, looking for Spider-Man games for the PS2. We got a couple of them in stock here, so I'll be sending him pictures of those. We had another client looking for DS consoles, and she was actually looking for the Cobalt Blue one, which I believe is this one, so that's pretty cool. We have 2 in stock right now. These are very popular at this time of year as well. Finally, had somebody asking for a Dreamcast console. This is the only loose one I have right now. Comes with the cables, controller, and memory card. And then I have another one up there in the box. So I'll send them pictures of both. You can message us anytime during the week at Facebook or Instagram, and we'll get back to you Sunday morning once we're back at the store with the items that we have in stock. All right, guys, so way up behind the counter here, way up, we've got 2 of these Super Scopes for the Super Nintendo, and they've been sitting there forever. And what I think I'm going to do today is move them over there where they're more accessible so people can actually grab them and look at them. I think sometimes it's important to move items around the store, and those guys have been sitting up there for a long time. So let's see how it looks after. All right, guys, so there it is. We got it set up there with a couple of the dance bundles, and I'm really curious to see if we'll be able to sell one of those in the next few weeks. Now I have to decide what to put up there. All right, guys, so we have our first trade of the day here, and it's actually been sitting here for about 2 hours. I haven't had a chance to film it. It's been so busy all morning, which is obviously awesome, but this is a banger of a trade. This is actually 3 different trades that I put together here, and just super exciting. And right away, I'll start off with Earthbound. First time we've had Earthbound in many, many months. Not a game you see too often, so really happy to get that one in here. Lots of good Super Nintendo. The Ignition Factor, that's a pretty uncommon game. Zombies Ate My Neighbors, love that game. Always good to get it in. And Tetris Attack, one of the best puzzle games on the system, and I would choose that actually as my favorite puzzle game for the system. Magic Sword is also a really awesome game. We also got the Yoshi Yarn Amiibo. So this is an Amiibo. You can see it right there. This thing is crazy expensive, and I'm guessing somewhat rare. So first time we've ever had this at the store. These are selling for like $140, $150. It's absolutely unreal. Finally, we got some really good GBA games traded in from Steph, one of our regulars. Nice to get the Kirby game there. Nightmare in Dreamland. And Minish Cap. We haven't had this game in a very long time as well. Super happy to get that one in. And then a bunch more really good games here. These will be going into our display case shortly. I've already posted pictures. I posted pictures like I said, roughly about 2 hours ago and finally got a chance to film. So really happy with this first trade of the day. Okay guys, I want to take a quick second to plug our podcast. If you weren't aware, we actually have a podcast that we've been doing for a few months now. We just film these videos 20, 25 minutes. Joe and I talking about various topics in the gaming community, but we try to keep it relevant to our store and owning a store. So check it out. They're on YouTube for now. Eventually we're going to go on to other platforms. If you enjoy, gaming content, you want to know more about the store, the ins and outs of owning a store, check it out. All right, guys, so we have been slammed this morning. It has been unbelievably busy. I have all of this that's actually come through that I need to sort of process and take pictures of. Also got a nice Jungle Green N64 traded in, fully tested. And I just finished shooting the video for this, so I'm going to price all of this out and put it up on the shelves. So also part of that trade this morning were these loose GameCube games, and they're all scratched. And our regular Steph basically was going to throw them out, and he donated them to the store. I said, sure, I'll take them. I have a large stack of these at home, and basically, if I ever buy one of those really expensive resurfacing machines, what I'm going to do is, put those into them, one day. But those machines, like if you've ever looked at them, they're like thousands of dollars. So it's not worth it for us right now, but perhaps one day. All right, guys, so we have another couple of trades here that have been traded in over the past hour. It has been so busy in here, really hard to film, but got a little break right now, so I'm going to be filming all of this. Right off the bat, I'll point out that we got a nice Jungle Green N64 in really nice condition, which is really awesome because we actually sold one last week, so it's always good to replace these and have another one available for clients. Got a lot of Wii games traded in here, along with a few controllers and a system. Nothing too crazy in here. Got the Simpsons game right there. We got Joe's favorite 3 games right here, All-Star Cheer Squad 2, High School Musical Sing It, and right down here, Joe also loves High School Musical 3. Some of his favorite games right there. Duck Kong Barrel Blast, really good game. Wii Sports Resort, such a good game for the Wii. Always good to get this one in. And then these 3 3DS games are all sealed in really nice shape. And I think Majora's Mask might be our only copy of that game. That game sells right away when we get it in. So really happy to get that in. And then the games at the bottom here, the 2 Switch games and the 5 360 games here, were traded in by a client who loves the YouTube channel. He came in right away and he's like, hey Dave, how's it going? And I was like, hey, what's going on? And it was just so cool that, he knew my name, obviously. And he loves the channel. I love that feedback. I love it when people come to the store and there's, they just walk in. They're like, hey, how's it going? He said his two boys also like the channel too, so that was even better. There we go. Got a nice trade going into the store now. I'm going to price all this and put it up on the shelves shortly. Okay guys, so it has been so busy. It's almost 1 o'clock. I know I've mentioned this while filming the trades, but I had a good 3 hours where the store was just packed. It's been awesome. A lot of Christmas sales, a lot of parents coming in. Of course, we get the one parent that comes in with a list and they're like, all right, so I'm looking for Pokemon games. And I was like, oh boy, here we go. And luckily we were able to find one of the Pokemon games for the 3DS that's a little more affordable, one of the Ranger games. But they kind of knew that they would be expensive, but it was one of those funny conversations, right? A lot of Christmas sales, a lot of good sales today, a lot of good trades coming in, which is super awesome. You guys can come in, don't worry, it's all good. Just a crazy guy talking to himself. Yeah, anyway, it's been a really awesome day. Let's see what else happens. All right, guys, so back with another trade here, and sneak peek at this trade right here, which I'll be doing right after this video. Basically, this trade here has been sitting on the counter for like 2 hours now, because again, it's just been incredibly busy. It's almost 4 o'clock. What a day. So we have here Chrono Trigger for the DS sealed, and The World Ends With You sealed. We got Pokemon Gold, Pokemon Pinball, Meteos, Grand Theft Auto Chinatown, plus a really nice condition pink DS, which is awesome because I actually sold 2 of them today. So it's always good to replenish our stock with those DSs. Guys, this was our latest trade, and I'll be getting to the next one in just a second. All right, guys, so this is the biggest trade of the day by far. It's actually been sitting on the counter here for about 2 hours. I just haven't had a chance to film it. Finally have a bit of a chance right now, so happy to show you guys what we got in. There are a lot of banger games in this collection here, so let's go for it. So starting at the top here, you got Devil Summoner for the 3DS, a host of really good PSP games. A lot of awesome games in here. Moving down to the PS3 Armored Core Twisted Metal. That game sells whenever we get one in. I think that Netflix series, or maybe it was a I think it might have been an Amazon Prime series, like really boosted the value of the Twisted Metal games. Metroid Prime Trilogy. This game, crazy rare and crazy expensive. Really happy to get that one in. And then some awesome GameCube games here at the bottom, including Bait and Kados. We don't actually have a copy of that game right now, so it's really good to get that one in. Moving over to the PS2, really good to get the Dot Hack games in because we actually sold out of them recently, so it's awesome to replenish them. We always have people looking for the Armored Core games, and then there's just games in here we haven't had forever. Like, we always have the Final Fantasy games here, but like Front Mission 4, Growlancer, like these are games we don't often have. Jackass, the game, gotta have that. Metal Saga, really good games in here. Finally, we have some OG Xbox games here at the top, and then some 360, a lot of core titles in here, nothing too crazy. And moving down to the bottom here, just a few more games. So guys, this was our latest trade. This was a really good one. I want to thank Alex for bringing all this stuff to the store. Really cool of him. All right, guys, so it is like 4 o'clock and it has been steady all day. How's it going? All right, guys, so this is my second time trying to shoot this little video. So it was like 4 o'clock. Now it's like 4:45. I had people walk in. I mean, it has been busy all day. Filming today has been nearly impossible. And that's fine. It's Christmas time. Sales are always most important. But man, what a day. It has just been like absolutely bonkers. The last trade of the day, all that PS2 stuff, PSP, GameCube, like really, really good quality lot that we got there. What a day. I am like completely bushed. A couple of weeks ago, Joe made a list of NES games on a budget. So if you had $150 in your budget, what NES games would you get? And I thought it'd be kind of cool to, make another list with games. I mean, there's so many NES games out there. So my list is going to be completely different from Joe's. I'm not saying Joe's is wrong because actually I looked at his list and every single one of those games is excellent. So I can't even razz on him. I can't even be like, that's a terrible game, Joe, because they're all good. And the ones that I'm choosing are all good as well. All right, so let's go. First off, I'm going to choose Gunsmoke. Michelle's Gunsmoke. This game is totally awesome. It's a top-down shooter. You use A and B to shoot right and left, and you basically are just, in the old west. It's wonderful. Love this game. First few levels are pretty easy, but just like most shooters, it gets really hard near the end. $25 on that one. Next, we've got Ice Hockey. Totally love this game. Will occasionally play it to this day. My combination, because you could always choose this, it's 4-on-4 ice hockey with the goalie 5. And I would always choose 2 fats and 2 skinnies. Skinnies get the puck, pass to the fats score, life is good. And this game here, so much fun. Next up, you got to have a beat 'em up. So Turtles to the Arcade game. This game is super nostalgic. It's awesome. Love the mechanics, especially the jumping mechanic, the jump kick. So good. You can't go wrong with Turtles games for the most part, and this game does not disappoint. Next up, Pinball Quest, an excellent pinball game with RPG elements. Guys, if you haven't played Pinball Quest, you need to pick up this game and play it. Gotta have a Mario game in there, and I debated what I would do because Joe took Mario 3, so I'm going with part 2. And I gotta be honest with you, I kind of like, even though 3 is my preferred game, this one here might be the game I play more because I think I played it less growing up. But Mario 2, so awesome, so much fun. You got 4 characters you could play with. I mean, what can't be said about this game? Seriously excellent game. Next up, you gotta have a puzzle game, so I'm going with Tetris. Tetris is such a good game. It's like it's a puzzle game, and it's a game that you have to challenge yourself. And a few years ago, I really got into this, especially when I was at home during the pandemic. I would just go downstairs in my basement, plug this guy in. It was so awesome. Love this game to this day. Final game, awesome 2-player game, Jackal. This game's got cool music. It is so much fun. You can play with a buddy or by yourself. You're just, you're in a little Jeep and your Jeep updates as you go through. You get power-ups and you're basically just going through, saving prisoners, going through the jungle. Really, really fun game. So those are my games. Those are my picks if I had $150 to spend on NES games. All right, guys, so got to give Joe some credit here. He knew that I got this big lot at the end of the day. And he's like, dude, just leave it for me. I'll price it next week. And so what I did was I basically went through the 360, priced that out. I did the GameCube, and I'm going to leave this for Joe. Joe knows PS2 a lot better than I do. Plus, he put the quote together, so it kind of makes more sense for him to price the games out. And what I did was just make little piles here. So these ones here, no manuals. These ones here, these ones are complete, and these are also complete right here. And what I did was basically take home any of the doubles. So for example, we already have these two games in stock on the shelf, so I'm gonna bring all this to the unit. Guys, it was a crazy day today. And I left Joe a really nice note here. Thanks, Joe, you the man. No joshing with my buddy Joe. Really cool of him to say that I can leave this here, because basically next week when he gets here, he's gonna have to price this before we open. So seriously awesome, Joe, thanks. So approaching the end of the day here, guys, and I thought it'd be kind of fun to go over some of the sales that we had today. A lot of like miscellaneous, interesting items, like one guy came in, bought different controllers for different Sega systems, sold Marvel versus Capcom 2 for the Dreamcast. We sold a complete in-box copy of Donkey Kong Jr. for the NES. Someone actually traded in the Green N64 and a couple other games to purchase that item, so pretty cool buy right there. Sold two DS consoles, two DS Lite consoles, I should say. And we got one traded in, which is awesome. I think we would have sold another one, but someone was looking for one for his son, and we only had the pink one available. I get it. We sold a copy of Soul Silver, complete in box. Someone actually traded in a bunch of items like the sealed Chrono Trigger and a few other games towards the purchase of that item. Sold Truxton for the Sega Genesis. That's a pretty awesome shooter, and one that we don't have too often, so pretty cool selling that one. The same person also bought Top Gear 3000, which is like Top Gear 3 for the Super Nintendo. Sold a lot of NES, a lot of 360 and OG Xbox today, which is always cool. We sold another Super Nintendo console. We've only got like one really yucky yellow one left, so those are just flying off the shelves. If you're local, we are buying Super Nintendos right now, so man, stop by. Don't bring Wii's though. No more Wii's. Sold some sold Majora's Mask. Sold 2 copies of Ocarina of Time for the N64. Sold Majora's Mask, Mario Golf. So selling some of those like more expensive N64 games. Yeah, and like a lot of 10 to 15, 10 to $20, OG Xbox 360, PS2 games. So definitely quantity wise, a huge day. And then we also had a few of those like sprinkled in higher end items, making it one of our better days in a while, especially when you factor in all the trades that we got today. Thank you to everyone who came to the store today and traded with us, and everyone who came to the store and purchased with us. What a day. Guys, I'm sorry to say that we're closed now, and I didn't sell either of the Super Scopes, although I did have someone look at one of them. So I'm going to consider that a moral victory. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I have tons of stuff that I have to bring home with me, all the doubles, few consoles that I still have to test. What a day. Thank you to everyone who stopped by. Love these Christmas days in December. So many good sales today. Lots of awesome trades. Truly appreciate you coming out today to support the store. And thank you to everyone who came in and talked about the YouTube channel. I really like that. One guy came in and he's like, my only complaint about the YouTube channel is there aren't enough videos. That's cool. That's a good complaint to get. So thanks again. Talk to you later.